What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Littleroot Laddering. As with the previous episode, we're continuing on today with the Wheezing Terrakion Escavalier team here. So, if you haven't checked out the last episode, make sure you go and do so. This team has been really fun so far. I've really enjoyed like all the teams that we've played so far. So gonna continue doing this and see how today goes. Jumping right in here, we have Dusclops Escavalier, Silvally Azumarill, Tyranitar, and Galarian Slowbro. So pretty hard trick room. So do we want to bring our trick room to shut off theirs, or do we want to just play with it? It's like, what happens if we just lead P2 Escavalier? We could also lead Wheezing, like Blastoise plus Escavalier. We could also do like Blastoise Terrakion. I like that. Let's do that and just apply a bunch of pressure. And then have like Escavalier and Dragapult. Like, they don't really have a great answer to Dragapult outside of Tyranitar. Yeah, okay. Let's try this. Not sure entirely if this is going to be correct, but we might just we're just going to try to apply a bunch of pressure here at the very beginning with a Dynamaxed Terrakion. Opponent's going to send out Silvally Dusclops as an L lead here. So Frisk is going to reveal our leftovers and weakness policy. So I think we're just going to do the thing. I think we're just going to do the thing right here at the very beginning. Well, okay. I actually like Fake Out the Silvally plus Taunt the Dusclops. They're probably just going to explode on us, which Fake Out into Silvally is going to prevent for a turn, at least. Okay, cool. So notably, the Silvally is faster than our Blastoise. I think we're going to go into Dragapult here. And I want to go for a Max Knuckle into the Silvally. This is probably bad because it gets played by them hitting Explosion this turn, and if so, then our Dynamax doesn't actually do anything. Like our first turn of Dynamax here, I could see them hitting Explosion here, and so that's kind of bad for us. Like, I mean, it's not going to do really any damage to the Terrakion. But I don't think it was correct to hit Max Knuckle. Yep. Unfortunately. Yeah, I definitely did not play that correctly. Because now our Max Knuckle does actual nothing. Which is unfortunate. And we see the Nightshade going into the Terrakion. Okay. Should have read that a little better, and like, it was pretty obvious that that's what they were going for, and just did not play it correctly. So I like Phantom Force into the Dusclops. And a Rockfall into the Azumarill. So we're going to see a Dynamax Azumarill here. Most likely going for a Max Geyser into our Terrakion. So maybe it was correct to hit Max Guard then. I don't think I've played this game very cleanly at all. Like, I definitely have not played this game as good as I could have. We are going to get the Max Rock Fall off into the Azumarill. Going to do okay damage, all things considered. Going to get the Sandstorm going up, which does give us a special defense boost. But we are going to see the Max Starfall into the Dragapult. Interesting. So now we can go for the Rockfall one more time. And hopefully between this and the Sandstorm, it's probably going to be too much. I think if we had actually played this first couple turns correctly, we could knock out the Azumarill here, but this is not going to be quite enough. And they are going to get their Trick Room off now, which is actually not that big of a deal, all things considered. Like, if they knock out... Oh, just gonna knock out the Terrakion. Interesting. Just going to ignore the Dragapult. I don't know if I agree with that. And we are going to see the Trick Room go up. So this is a very good position for us, because now we get to bring in Escavalier. And Escavalier just gets to look at all these and be like, yeah, what's up? What's happening? What's up? So we can hit Protect on Dragapult. And yeah, go for an Iron Head into the Azumarill, which hopefully is going to be enough to pick up the KO. Like, Azumarill is not known to be extremely bulky, and Escavalier is known to be pretty offensive, so are going to be able to pick up that KO, prevent them from getting their last turn of Dynamax off. And now, depending on what like the Dusclops is going to do, it's not going to do a whole lot. It's going to do a little bit of chip here on the Escavalier, and going to pick up a little more Sandstorm damage. So, like, at this point, I think we're in a pretty good position, but I think we could be in an even better position had I played these first couple turns correctly. Gonna bring out their own Escavalier. So I'm gonna go for a fly into the Escavalier. We can go for an Iron Head into the Dusclops to pick up the KO on it. So we presumably win the speed tie, pick up the KO on the Dusclops. We're going to see the close combat go into the Escavalier. Going to do pretty decent damage, but notably going to give them the defense drops, which is really important here. So now Dragapult's protected for next turn, because it is going to be the fastest thing on the field. I think it's safe to go for a close combat of our own into their Escavalier. Fly will come off, do pretty decent damage. I wonder if they are not min speed. Because I mean, presumably we could also just win the speed tide twice. Yeah, so going for another close combat there is going to drop their defenses even more, which is going to allow Dragapult to pick up the KO. And if it doesn't, we have Aqua Jet Blastoise in the back. And it does. It is enough to pick up the KO. Okay. So a little sloppy, but we do pick up the win there. But it is important to note, and I've talked about this before a couple different times now, but just because we won a game doesn't mean that you can't learn something from it. Like, we very clearly did not play this game as optimally as we could have. And I think it's very important to realize that and be able to understand that you can play incorrectly and not get punished for it, which is basically what happened in that game. But I think it's better to showcase that you can grow from these games and actually learn and understand what you're trying to do. So we have a pretty offensive team here from our opponent. We have Cinderace, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Miltank, Togekiss, and Gourgeist. So Gourgeist doing Trick or Treat plus like any of the fire types plus Togekiss, like just turning us into a grass type and then beating us pretty aggressively over the head. So I think I like Blastoise plus Weezing here up front, just because it deals with both the Cinderace and the Incineroar. What do we like in the back? We could just go P2 plus a Scavalier in the back. Like, their team is pretty fast, and if Blastoise can take care of the... Actually, what if we do, like, Tracheon and Dragapult in the back? I think Tracheon lines up better against the fire types than the Scavalier, obviously, but I also think it is just, like, fine against Miltank because we have close combat. I mean, the Scavalier does as well, but yeah, I think I like this. So, from our opponent here, we are going to see Cinderace, Togekiss as a lead. Going to get Blastoise and Weezing out. Going to Neutralizing Gas, shut off all of your abilities. Do I like Muddy Water or do I like Dynamax Cannonade? Oh, we're not Dynamax. We're not G-Max. So what if we go for a Max Geyser here, and we hit Protect here? We also go for a Corrosive Gas, but I think in the face of Cinderace, I want to go for a Protect. So we're actually going to see them switch out, go into Rillaboom. I mean, Blastoise is all about. Blastoise isn't, the best against Rillaboom, but so we do get the Protect from the Weezing. We're going to see the Yawn from the Togekiss. And we'll get the Max Geyser into the Rillaboom. Not doing a ton, and I am highly disappointed that that Blastoise does not shoot the Max Geyser out of his cannons. I am highly disappointed. Come on, Game Freak. What if we go for a Max Strike into the Rillaboom? Actually, we'll go for a Max Guard this turn. And we can go for a Corrosive Gas to get rid of everyone's items, which luckily Blastoise is going to protect. So his item is not going to go away. You're going to see the Wood Hammer into the Blastoise. Corrosive Gas is going to go off. Going to get rid of Lumberry and a Choice Band. And Blastoise is going to go Nighty Night. So let's see if we can wake up this turn. Go for a Max Strike into the Rillaboom. And Go for a Clear Smog into... This is clearly support Kiss, which I think means we can just ignore it and just try to pick up some damage on the Rillaboom then. So we're going to see a Dynamax here from the Rillaboom. Going to see a big monkey on the opposing side. Is there anything more Pokemon than giant monkey fighting giant turtle? Notably, they are also not Gigantamax. Which, I mean, granted, here doesn't make a big difference, but notably that means the Cinderace is not going to get to Dynamax in the back. So we are going to see the Max Overgrowth, presumably into the Blastoise. Which we do live. So if we can get a Max Strike off this turn, I'd feel like we're in a pretty decent position. Nope, unfortunately we are asleep, so Blastoise most likely is going down this turn. And Clear Smog just doing a little bit of damage, a little bit of chip. That's all we needed to do. And I think at this point it is correct to let the Blastoise go down. I don't see any particular reason to like switch out. Like at this point, it's not going to be able to take on the Cinderace like I want it to. So I think just clicking... let's quick Aqua Jet into the Togekiss just to try to wake up, see if we can. And then we'll go for the Clear Smog into the Togekiss. Yep, we do see the Follow Me, which is actually great because we're doubling into that slot anyway. So not revealing any additional information. Blastoise is going to stay asleep. Going to get the Max Darkness into, I'm assuming, the Blastoise. Yep, picking up the KO there, which tells me that they also have knockoff on their Rillaboom, notably getting the special defense drop on us. And we'll get the Clear Smog into the Togekiss, doing not very much, but enough to say we hit it. So I think it's time we bring out Dragapult and just kind of look at everything going on our opponent's side and just be like, lol, that's really cute. So we're going to go for a Fly into the Rillaboom, which means it's going to hit the turn after Dynamax is over, and we're going to go for a Protect on Weezing. Maybe it's correct to not Dynamax the Blastoise on one, and preserve it for either the Dragapult or the Terrakion in the back. It's like, I think if we could Dynamax the Dragapult here, we'd be in a much better position. We're going to see the Follow Me from the Togekiss, which doesn't really matter when Dragapult's going up in the air. So if they were targeting down the Dragapult, which they were, we're gonna prevent one of their turns of Dynamax, which is good for us. So let's go for a Strange Steam into the Rillaboom. Presumably the Togekiss is going to use Follow Me again this turn, which if that's the case, then that's fine. Gonna withdraw the Rillaboom. Gonna switch into the Incineroar. Well, luckily your Intimidate does nothing. We're gonna get the Fly into the Incineroar. Gonna do pretty decent damage, all things considered. Gonna see the Air Slash from the Togekiss into the Weezing. And we're gonna get the Strange Steam into the Incineroar as well. Which we do pick up the Confusion. Really, really good for us. A little bit of recovery all around. Except for you, Togekiss. You're not good enough to pick up the recovery. And we'll, I think, go just for another Fly into that slot. And we can go for a Protect this turn. Like, potentially, Incineroar could just knock himself out between, like, a couple confusion hits. Maybe he's max attack, like, Life Orb or something. It's some real bizarre Incineroar set. Gonna click the follow me from the Togekiss, which, again, doesn't really matter. Bye. And Incineroar does end up hitting himself. So between Fly should be able to pick up the KO on the Incineroar this turn. A little more recovery for the Weezing. And Grassy Terrain is going to disappear. So I think this turn we can go for... we'll go for a Strange Steam into the Togekiss. See if we can pick up a Confusion on this one as well. And if not, we'll just do a little bit of chip damage. Don't bother me none. I'd be inclined on my opponent's side to click Follow Me here. Just let the Dragapult take the hit here. Let the Togekiss take the hit. But we're not going to see that. We're going to let the Incineroar go down, which is really surprising. Here slash into the Dragapult. Not going to do a ton, all things considered. And we do get that Strange Steam into the Togekiss. Doing just enough to say we did damage. You're gonna see the Cinderace come out here. So I think we're going to go for a Phantom Force into the Cinderace. And we'll hit a Corrosive Gas this turn. This kind of gets punished by... Oh, we have Sucker Punch on the Cinderace. That's annoying. Should have anticipated that. And we do have the Life Orb on it as well. We should live this Air Slash. The question is do we flinch? Nope. So goodbye, Life Orb. Now we get to bring out Tracheon here. And notably, they can click the Sucker Punch into Tracheon and it not affect us because of neutralizing gas. But I think it is correct to just click Rock Slide here and go for a Strange Steam. We'll go for a Clear Smog into the Togekiss. You're gonna see the Iron Head into Tracheon. Should live this. You're gonna activate my weakness policy, which we should be faster than Togekiss, I believe. Yep. Rock Slide gonna come out to pick up the double KO. And just like that, we are in a very good position. And Clear Smog gonna just not do anything. Good job, Weezing. Weezing's actually been really impressive this game. Just shutting off both, like, Super Luck or Serene Grace. Most likely Serene Grace on our opponent. Like, Grassy Terrain, Libero, just, like, really just putting the team on its back and just letting us go to work. So we'll go for a Close Combat and a Clear Smog, and that should be enough to pick up the KO. Notably, they don't have priority. And we're going to see the Fake Out. Wasn't expecting Fake Out, especially since they are Choice Band. So that's really intriguing. But notably, their item is gone, so Choice Band doesn't really mean anything here. But yeah, it's Choice Band Fake Out. Really interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely don't think we played the best at the beginning of the game, but was able to pull out another win. So that really tells you just the strength of this team, where if I am consistently misplaying, which I mean I've done so the last 2 games now, and the team is still able to like pick us up and carry us on our back, like put us on their back and just carry us to victory, that should tell you everything you need to know. So we have pretty standard Cinderace. Notably, they are not Gigantamax. And Incineroar with the Figgy Berry, which we never got him low enough to actually trigger, so that's good for us. Yeah, this Choice Band Fake Out Rillaboom is really interesting. I don't know why we have Hardstone and we don't just have like Expert Belt on this thing. Oh, we have Fling. That makes sense. Hardstone Fling is kind of cute. Then the Lumberry, Helping Hand, Follow Me, Air Slash Yawn. Yep, saw all that. That's a really pretty shiny. I can't say I've ever seen that. And then the Focus Sash, Gourgeist here. Yeah, really interesting team on our opponent's part. I would love to continue battling. Get one more in for the day, and hopefully get us into Ultra Ball. It'd be a good day if we can end up in Ultra Ball. So, our opponent here, let's see what we have. We have Cinderace, Tangrowth, Manectric, Pelipper, Azumarill, and Pincurchin. So we have Rising Voltage Manectric with the Pincurchin. Weezing just looks at all this and says, nah, this is fine. So Weezing is pretty fantastic here as a lead. Question is, what do I want to pair with it? I kind of like Terrakion. Like, we can take a hit from the Cinderace. We can take a hit basically from everything, especially if we Dynamax. And then we can have Dragapult and like a Scavalier in the back. I think I like Escavalier more than P2. I don't think Blastoise is really a consideration, seeing how they have double electric plus grass. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we're going to see Azumarill Tangrowth as a lead. Really interesting. So I'm assuming this is Belly Drum here on turn 1. So what if we just hit Corrosive Gas and Protect? I like that a lot. So we are going to see their Rage Powder go up. So now the name of the game is getting rid of the stat boost on Azumarill. So if we can just get a Clear Smog into it, we should be in a pretty good position. I'm gonna get rid of the Tangrowth's leftovers. Okay. So we can go for Clear Smog into the Azumarill and Dynamax plus... Actually... we can go into Escavalier? Yeah, I guess. Like, really all we need to do is hit this Clear Smog and we should be fine. Because I'm anticipating them Dynamaxing. Nope, just gonna go for Aqua Jet. Tangrowth's gonna knock off our Weezing's Black Sludge, and we get the Clear Smog off. which is going to put them below 50% and not let them set up another belly drum in front of us. So I now think we can just hit Strange Steam, and we can go for a Mega Horn into the Tangrowth. And man, that does way less. Does absolutely nothing at this point. Weezing just taking all these hits. Notably, they do get the stat boost from the ancient power. Strange Steam going to do a little bit of damage, and unfortunately, we missed the Mega Horn. So now we're gonna clear smog the Tangrowth. And we'll just go for another Mega Horn. Man, they are really worried about this Weezing. So as long as we hit this, it's going bye-bye. Okay. There we go. Tangrowth down. Weezing still alive. That's the important part here. Going to see the Cinderace come out. So I think we're going to click Protect here. And we can switch into Terrakion. Anticipating a Pyro Ball into that slot. We could also see an Iron Head or a Max Steel Spike into the Weezing, which we are going to see the Dynamax here from the Cinderace. And we do see the Gigantamax Cinderace. Weezing's going to click Protect. And see the Aqua Jet into the Weezing. And we're going to see that G-Max Fireball into the Terrakion, which we take like a champ. So we can go for a Clear Smog into the Azumarill. We can go for a Rockfall into the Cinderace. It was like, if they want to take out the Weezing this turn, that's fine. And if they want to go for like a Max Knuckle or a Steel Spike into the Terrakion, I think that's also fine. Hopefully we can actually live that. Might have been correct to just hit like Corrosive Gas this turn, anticipating them to trigger our policy. Question is, are we going to be able to live this? Well, they did trigger our policy. Question is do we live whatever Cinderace is bringing? Let's see the Mind Storm into the Weezing. Well, that's interesting because now your Aqua Jet's turned off. And we get a +2 Rockfall into the Cinderace, which should be enough to pick up the KO. Yeah, Cinderace not known for its bulk. That's for sure. And we get the Sandstorm up. So the question is, what else is the Azumarill carrying? It's probably like Play Rough. Historically, I've always ran like Play Rough on my Azumarills, but guess we'll find out together. So we can bring out Dragapult here. And we see the Pelipper come out, which is going to switch to Rain. But I think if we just go for another Rockfall, we can go for a Phantom Force into the Azumarill, and we can click Rockfall into the Pelipper, which Rockfall plus, oh honey. So Rockfall will take them to Sash, and then the Sandstorm will take out the Pelipper this turn. They're not Sash. Huh. And we see the disconnect from our opponent. The absolute disrespect. So the question is are we going to get the win? Yep, Life Orbs, Cinderace. Yep, did see the Zen Headbutt. Giga Drain, knockoff Ancient Power. Regenerator. Really interesting set. See the Air Balloon on the Manectric. Rising Voltage, yep. Thunder Wave. Okay, pretty offensive. Pelipper, so do they just not have... Oh, we had Superpower and Play Rough. Okay, yeah. So we just don't have a Focus Sash? Really surprised the Pelipper doesn't have the Focus Sash then. Like, I don't see any particular reason for it not to. And this is a really offensive Pincurchin too. Surprised to see Train Extender and not Assault Vest. I personally really like Assault Vest on Pincurchin. Okay. Yeah, really interesting team from our opponent. And I think that is going to do it for today, people. Let's see if we can end in Ultra Ball. There we go. Oh. I thought 9 was going to put us into Ultra Ball. Okay, you know, I'll take it regardless. We are in Tier 9, so we have 9 and 10 to clear through, and then we're in Master Ball for potentially the first time for me. So, really excited for this, and gonna keep playing some really sweet teams. So, thank you all very much for watching. Make sure, if you haven't already, you go in, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell to get notifications when new videos go live, which should be 7 days a week. Past that, make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment down below telling me what do we want to think today. We've played a lot of Weezing this week. So I really want to know what you all think after seeing this, how your opinion of Weezing has changed. Like, originally, I was pretty low on it, but I think abilities have become such a dominant factor for certain Pokemons to excel, specifically like Cinderace, Rillaboom, and DD. Like, all of these things that really defined by their abilities. Like, Weezing just gets to come in and just beat all of them up. And it has been really interesting to actually get to play with. So, and if you're new here, make sure you join the Discord down in the information section, the show notes. Our community is great. Absolutely love every single person there. And you can always submit your own team to Team of the Week and potentially see it showcased on Littleroot Laddering. So, that being said, everybody, thank you very much. Have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow with some more laddering. Peace.